Commentary on Revelation 2, 8-11. Verse 8, and to the angel of the church in Smyrna write, these things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. The speaker identifies himself as the first and the last, the one who encompasses all redemptive history, its beginning, fulfillment, and consummation. His having been dead and is alive anchors the message in the completed work of resurrection. This is not a future hope awaiting realization, but a finished reality that already defines the position of those addressed. The death and life of Christ stand as the decisive transition between the old age of condemnation and the new age of life already inaugurated. Thus, the audience is addressed from within that accomplished victory, not toward it. Verse 9, I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. The acknowledgement of tribulation and poverty reflects real, historical pressures faced by the first-century believers. Yet their condition is immediately reinterpreted. But thou art rich. Their richness is not contingent upon external conditions, but is rooted in their participation in the already secured inheritance. What appears as lack in the visible realm is, in truth, fullness in the unseen reality of the new covenant. The reference to those which say they are Jews and are not highlights the distinction between outward covenantal identity tied to the old order and the inward reality established through fulfillment. The conflict described is not merely social, but covenantal, between a system that was passing away and the reality that had already come in its place. The designation synagogue of Satan underscores opposition rooted in clinging to what had been rendered obsolete. Verse 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. The exhortation not to fear is grounded in the certainty of what has already been accomplished. The coming suffering is neither purposeless nor ultimate. It is bounded, 10 days, indicating limitation and imminence rather than indefinite continuation. This aligns with a near-term horizon, consistent with events unfolding in that generation. Be thou faithful unto death is not a call to secure life through endurance, but a recognition that life is already theirs. Faithfulness manifests as the natural expression of that reality, even in the face of death. The crown of life is not a deferred reward, but unveiling of what is already possessed through union with the risen Christ. Death, therefore, does not interrupt life, but reveals its continuity. Verse 11, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. The call to hear emphasizes discernment of present truth rather than anticipation of distant fulfillment. The overcomer is not one striving to achieve victory, but one who stands within the victory already accomplished. Overcoming is descriptive of identity, not a condition for it. The assurance of not being hurt of the second death reflects deliverance from the covenantal judgment associated with the old order's consummation. The second death is not positioned as a future, eternal threat, but as a defined judgment tied to that transitional period. Those in Christ are untouched by it, not because of future perseverance, but because they already participate in his life, which has passed beyond death entirely. Summary. This passage speaks into a specific historical moment in which the old covenant order was reaching its end and the new covenant reality had already been established through Christ's finished work. The language of suffering, testing, and opposition belongs to that transitional context, while the assurances given are rooted in a present, completed redemption. Life, victory, and identity are not presented as future attainments, but as existing realities being revealed in the midst of temporal pressure.